Hi everyone, I am Mark and this is Grandpa Mark's Hobbies. And today we're doing the first build update of the AMT Plymouth 71 Duster. It's a round 2 kit and I am falling in love with it. Last night I stripped the chrome off of the grill because that's supposed to be aluminum. We'll touch up where the headlights go and with a little bit of quick shine to bring up the brightness of them before we put the light lenses in, and it'll look good. I might even do the inside of there with a Molotow pen and let it sit so that I get that headlight look. I don't know if that even makes sense. There is also room in there to where you can paint the amber for the turn signals, so we'll do that too. But detail is awesome. We'll go to the body next. I stripped the mirrors, cleaned them up real good, and glued them on already. That way I know I'm going to have a little trouble getting the paint in here to, so I'm painted in, but I'd rather do it this way than try to glue those onto the paint and have them never be secured right. So we're there with this. Everything looks good. It cleaned up well. The mold line came off. It was a little difficult right in here, but it came off after a little while work, and I used everything, including one of these little file sticks, to get in there and get that mold line out of there. So we're looking good with the body. The body's going to get painted Tamiya's X15. It's called light green. I'm calling that pretty close to the sassy grass. And now what I'm going to do is just like I did with my 32 Ford, and that's this one here. I didn't use any primer on this, and it doesn't need it. So I'm going to do the same thing to this body because both my primers are darker than what I want this to be with this over top of it. I want this to be on white. I don't have any white primer. And the way this stuff dried and the way I painted it, it doesn't need it. So we're going to do it that way. Once I'm done with that and it dries for a good week, I'm going to come over the top with the quick shine again, airbrush down on it with some of the Tamiya's flat base in it. It's Tamiya's flat base, X21. We'll use that. And what I'm going to do is just spray straight down on the top. I'm not going to angle the brush at all anyway, just straight down on the top. And that'll be after I have the fin put on the back. And what that'll do is that'll dull out the top, and that'll give it that illusion of sun fade where it's dull and then it slowly comes into the gloss again. And then we're going to rust out the bottoms and everything in the corners. Up here, I'll do some rust work. I'm going to do a little bit of rust work where that seam would be, where these things are welded together, because I've seen a lot of that, and we'll do a little rust run. This is going to be like a high school kid's car where he bought this thing, and he's trying to bring it back to life. It'll be about a 10-year-old car. So that's what I'm shooting for, and that... We're going to go with the chassis next. I'm going to do this whole thing in a flat black. Then I'll come back and I'll hand paint the semi-gloss in it all the way around. And then I'm going to do my weathering with it. And we're going to do a pretty heavy dry brush on here before I put anything else on. And then I'll add parts to it. I'll dry brush those again, because it's somewhere in here. We got the front suspension and everything that has to go on here, the front frame that has to go on here. Those I'll do all one at a time. They'll all get the dry brush to get that depth in there. We'll rust some of this. The exhaust pipes will go on. I'm going to put a hole in one of the mufflers, rust them out real good before I even put them on here. And then we're just going to work our way up through the car and dirty it up. This will get the flat black. And then I'll do a stipple work on here to give it that carpet look. I'm not going to use flocking or anything like that just because I don't have it. and I don't want to even start getting into that yet. Valve covers are ready to go. I didn't glue them on yet because I'm still debating on this awesome engine. The detail on it is fantastic, and it's got the rockers on it like my chart or the Chevelle did. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint all this up. I'll paint the rockers and everything like you just got done working on them. And then instead of gluing these on, I'm going to use blue tack. And I'll put 2 little pieces of blue tack in, and that'll hold them in place. And then for the spark plug wires, I'm going to run them down and around this way, or up across the top and over the top that way. And that way, if I ever want to, I can pull them out of the way and just have them running over the top this way or whatever. It'll give me an option down the road to put this into a diorama where it's going to get fixed up in the garage. Because this summer I do want to get a garage built. But detail is fantastic here. Intake detail, fantastic. Carburetor is amazing. I haven't gotten into the carburetor yet, but it's my kind of kit here. Details galore. Steering wheel looks great. Steering column looks great. I cleaned all the panel lines off of here. Left the 2. I can just snip them off quick, fast, and in a hurry, and then touch them up. Water, or the heater hose, I'll cut it off here. I'll cut it off there when I'm done and touch it up. This is the air conditioner bay that goes on the bottom. Air conditioner line, of course. The spoiler didn't need anything. It just needs glued together and it'll be done. So there's that. My seats are awesome. I love them. If you put your visor on and look, there's even stitching on this. I can't see it now, but there's stitching on there all the way around, which is just so cool. The back, I got a little gap in the top, but nothing that will disappear as soon as the paint hits it. We're going to paint these with the semi-gloss black. I'm going to go with the black interior. The door panels, fantastic. Again, I had my visor on. You can read duster on this. So I might pull out a little bare metal foil and see if I can't make it revive enough of it to where I'll bare metal foil this and then paint it the semi-gloss black and then just rub that out to where it shows up. I've never done that before, so I want to try it anyhow. And what better car to try it out on this one? Again with the detail. Amazing detail. I want to try the bare metal foil in here too, but I don't think I have enough salvageable to do it. So I have a 4-aught brush, and I'll try to paint all this detail in there with a 4-aught brush. So there we go. I got one last thing. Oh, my exhaust. They cleaned up really nice. Okay, I have 2 last things. Radiator. I took the time with my triangle file and clean my radiator. This is a pet peeve of mine, is that mold line that runs down the radiators. It wouldn't have taken them anything to run that across the front here. And then all you have to do is file in this way instead of the whole thing. But I hate seeing that line. It only took me about 5 minutes to clear it out all the way, and now it's gone. So I'll paint all this, the semi-gloss, and then I'll come in here with my artist paint, the accent paint, and I'll paint that the flat black with that. And then the last thing I want to show you, and for everybody that's stuck around, maybe you'll think this is great or stupid. I don't know, but it's a, try to give you a little tip here. I got 4 files that I use all the time, and I keep them in a jar. So to try to figure out which ones they are quick, fast, and in a hurry, I painted the back ends of them so that I know there's my triangle, my flat, my round, and then my bladed file. And I can just reach in there and grab them out real quick. And they're out of the way. But anyhow, that's what I got for you. We will be in primer here next time around, and the body should be painted the next time I see you. So I will let you go here. Again, thank you everyone for all your kind words. Hey, the other thing, I was told about the window in the back. In my review or my unboxing, I said I wasn't going to even put them in, like they were rolled down. I was corrected. These windows are supposed to be there. They don't roll down. They pop open. And I looked on a bunch of pictures, and sure enough, they popped open. So I can't remember your name, or else I'd give you a shout out. But you know who you are, and thank you very much for saving my bacon on that, because that would have just looked stupid. If you guys see anything that I'm doing dumb, let me know, because I do appreciate criticism as much as I appreciate kind words. And I'll take kind words. Anybody likes pat on the back. But the criticism to get me to where I want to get these things as perfect as I can, I appreciate it. But anyhow, I'll let you go with that. Thank you very much, everybody, for following along. I am Mark, and this is Grandpa Mark's Hobbies. You all have a great day.